Yo guys, what is going on? Blossoms back. Welcome back to an episode of Time Drives, and I'm wishing you guys a happy 4th of July. Now, I'm recording this on the 4th of July, but I don't know if I'm going to be posting this on the 4th of July because I don't know how I feel about reviewing a French pack from a French update that wins you a Japanese prize car on the 4th of July when I could be doing more, I don't know, American things. I don't know. Well, I don't know what my posting schedule is going to be. I am recording a couple of videos today. I might post 2 in a day. I might post this first and then do the 4th of July episode a day after. I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. But anyway, guys, I do need to review this pack. and this video needs to come out as soon as possible, right? Because we don't know if we want to open this pack or not. This is the pack that I've been waiting for quite some time. It is indeed the French Riviera Platinum. As you know, I didn't open a lot of those elite packs when the update first dropped. I know a lot of guys went for that. I didn't want to do that because I knew that, you know, Hodge already announced that the finals going to be French not Renaissance, but Riviera. And as we know, when it comes to the French Riviera, they have boosted odds. I mean, when it comes to a tri-series, they're boosted odds. So I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna save my gold and wait for these because not everyone can open everything now, can they? So yeah, looking forward to these. I'm definitely going to be opening some platinums. I'm definitely going to be opening some titaniums as well, so stay tuned for that. But before we get into that, obviously this is the pack that you need to open if you want to compete for the Group A finals, right? For the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 2 Group A. Not a very good prize car. I'm going to be completely honest. I'm a little disappointed with how bad this prize car turned out. I thought it was going to be better than this, but it's not. I mean, I thought that the prize for, a brand new update for a tri-series is going to be better than this. I mean, freaking the Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 2 is a, in my opinion, the definition of a GT series kind of prize car, or like a challenge series, special tag challenge kind of prize car. It's just very disappointing. If I remember correctly, now I might be wrong here because it's been a very long time. But I do believe it's Felicia, isn't it not? Is it not showing up here? Let's just go into legendary. I hate doing Skodas because you can't even search them up for crying out loud. I can't even put SK. Wait, what are these requirements right now? Why am I? Okay, Sko. No. Oh my goodness. Is it not a Felicia? It's not a Felicia. Is it Octavia? Is it? Yeah, no, it's not even. I don't even know what it is. Off-road. Let's just go. Yeah, collections and tags. Sorry, it's a small little tangent, but I clearly don't know my Skodas, and I'm not interested in learning it. I also clearly don't know where the tires are. Car attributes. Off-road. There you go. What is it called, dude? The Fabia. Wasn't this like a special tag? I feel like this wasn't a tri-series. I feel like this was like a special tag or something like that. Like that. That was the special tag, if I'm correct. And you're telling me that Mitsubishi is a tri-series. Okay, whatever. We're not here to talk about how bad the prize car is. We're here to talk about how good the carbon fiber is. Now, as always, we're going to jump into the tri-series aspect first. So here you go. When it comes to the tri-series, this is basically how I'm going to be ranking all the cars that are ultra rare and above. So, easy prize car. If you get any of these new legendaries, you're basically golden, right? Especially if you get yourself the Alpine, this RQ97 right here, you're basically golden. I really want the Alpine A220. I know it's only an RQ68, but it's a freaking cool car. I didn't know anything about it before going into this update, but it's a cool car, it's a cool photo, and it is a dragster, so I do have a soft spot for dragsters. Most likely prize car winning if you unpack any of these cars over here, so the front wheel drive slick tire stuff, which are only basically second fiddle to the legendaries. They're the better epics you can use. The Alpine A110 Rally is a great one as well, and of course Bob. I know it's called the Renault Zoe eSport, but I think it just looks like Bob. I'm gonna put a photo right there. With an easier bracket, I think you can probably get by with some of the better ultra rares. The only reason why I'm putting ultra rares with an easier bracket is because usually, for the first tri-series after a new update, things are a little easier because even whales might not be able to unpack, the best of the best cars, and they have to, make do with whatever they unpack. So there is a chance that people can actually get by with some of the better ultras in an update, in a tri-series after an update as new as this. And then some of the weaker epics as well. Unlikely, probably like the weakest one would be the weakest Alpine with performance tires, and then some of these lower range ultra rares as well. And then there's like, yeah, nah, I can't see anyone winning the Tri-Series with any of these. The off-road tire car or the medium ground clearance all-surface. It's a big difference, these two cars. They're both all-surface, but one is so much better than the other. 4.0 to 4.9, 87 to 83, massive difference. And obviously, one of the reasons for this difference is because, the Alpine, some people might say it's medium ground clearance, and the Alpine A110 Rally is low ground clearance. Look, we recently fixed Audi. Because a lot of Audis were way too high in RQ. One thing Hutch really needs to fix is the overcorrection or the inflation to medium ground clearance cars. At the end of the day, medium ground clearance only is a definitive factor in about like 5 track sets out of like a game, out of like 200 track sets in the game. Like medium ground clearance useful for what? City streets, ocean city streets, dockyard city streets, or whatever that is, right? Maybe rallycross if you have high ground clearance. But yeah, it just isn't worth it to have that much inflation in your RQ just so you have an advantage over like 5 or 6 tracks. Is a little disappointing. But yeah, all these cars here I think are just nah. Some people might think, oh wait, Blossom, the Renault Sport Megane Trophy R, like, why are you putting this in nah, but you're putting things like the Renault Sport Megane and like Unlikely, for example. The thing is, I can see a lot of players actually maxing the ultra rare medium ground clearance cars. I can't see a lot of players maxing the medium ground clearance epic for this Tri-Series. I just can't see it, so I'm gonna put it in now. It's just so expensive. But anyway, guys, this is my ranking for the Tri-Series. Let's rank the pack in a general sense. Before we get into the nitty-gritty, just a short little disclaimer. This is a brand new update. And this is just my opinion. I don't own many of these cars. Out of everything you see here, I own like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I own 10 cars, and out of those 10, I think only 5 of them are fully upgraded, and out of those 5, I've not used any of them more than 10 times. Okay, so this is just going off my opinion. Take it with a heavy grain of salt. I did go to Top Drive's records to look at sometimes. So for example, I'm going to start off with like the Renault Nepta, for example, okay? The Renault Nepta, I look at it very low 0 to 60. I know it's a car of no MRA. It's one of those like jack of all trades, master of none. And I was thinking, okay, it might be useful in a twisty circuit. It might be useful in a hairpin. Maybe even a fast circuit, and I filtered it on Top Drive's records. I filtered it by, just RQ58 cars. The Renault Nepta is nowhere to be seen. It's not a good car. I own it. I have it max. I've only used it like a handful of times. Like I said, take it with a grain of salt. If you have the Renault Nepta fully upgraded and it has been a more useful car for you, please feel free to let me know your own experiences down in the comments below. This is just my personal opinion. It's a brand new update. All these cars are brand new. I feel a bit wrong even, grading these cars so soon into an update. This update is only like a week old, for crying out loud. But regardless, I want to share my thoughts with you guys anyway, okay? And of course, stay tuned. I'll be opening some packs after this as well. Now we've got the Renault Symbioz prototype. I'm going to put that in Robin's 1 as well, plus minus 3 RQ. I do think that car is suffering from overinflation because it's medium ground clearance. I don't think the stats are very good, but it is medium ground clearance. The Renault Sport Megane 230, that's up next. See, the thing about this one though, is although it is a way slower 0 to 60 compared to the Symbioz, it handles a lot better. And honestly, that's kind of the traits that you want. Sub 80 handling for an ultra rare with performance tires that isn't like a drag orientated car, honestly is a death sentence, and I think that's just terrible. The Renault Sport Megane at least has good handling. It's AT5 handling, which I think is pretty good. I think it's going to require some criteria. Moving on is the Renault Clio V6 Trophy. I'm going to put that under Kaiser for now. Now, one thing I want to also stress that I didn't talk about in my disclaimer earlier on is that because all of these cars are part of a new update, they're going to be used a lot more heavily for the next couple of weeks, but that's going to die out, right? Think about APGP, for example. No, not APGP, but APR. When APR first came out, part 1, part 2, we were using a lot of cars like the Nissan Nismo Z or the Honda Civic Type R, and I'm going to tell you right now, those cars are going to be completely useless very soon. But, because these cars are part of a new update, because there are going to be events surrounding a new update, probably challenges surrounding a new update, these cars are going to be more useful in the first couple of weeks, but they're going gonna die out. But right now, the Renault Clio V6 Trophy is a wonderful car. It is lightweight, it handles very well, and has a very low 0 to 60. I mean, look at this. Look at these two, for example. Only 3 RQ separates these cars, right? Only 3 RQ, but one is way lighter, and the Renault V6 Trophy has a 0 to 60 lower of 1.2 seconds, which I think is crazy. I get it. This is medium. This probably isn't. Still, you know, like I said, medium ground clearance, they're overinflated in RQ. They're only going to make a difference in 5 or 6 track sets, realistically. Renault Clio, this one's up next. I don't know a lot about these off-road tire cars. I'm going to be completely honest, but I really don't think that you can go wrong with, you know, off-road tires that gets 90 plus handling. So for that reason, I'm going to put the Group A's. Both in require some criteria. The Renault Megane 275 Cup as well. I'm going to put that in requires some criteria. Honestly, I think a lot of these ultra rares, they're honestly pretty decent. Because they follow that blueprint, that French blueprint of like just front wheel drive, medium ground clearance, but handles very well kind of situation. They're not dragsters, but they know what they want to be. Here's another one, the Renault Clio R3, 97 handling, medium ground clearance, right? Slick tires as well, lightweight car, I think requires some criteria. I did have a look at this car on Top Drive's records. I will share the times later on when I do the overrated, overpowered series. But the Clio R3, in terms of the medium ground clearance stuff, it's good, but it's not amazing. It's not like the best RQ61 by any metric, right? And then moving on is, well, actually it is the best RQ61 in one metric. It's a medium ground clearance French Riviera. There you go. But anyway, here are the better medium ground clearance cars. These two, which I'm going to probably slot under rightly rated. Some people might think, wait, Blossom is probably going to be Der Kaiser. Maybe. You know, these two cars, I already had a look on Top Drive's records. They're still losing to the other Renault, the Cadillac CT4, and some of those, you know, cars that you expect to win. But also at the same time, the argument is, well, that other Renault, which is a Megane or something, as well as the Cadillac CT4, those are RQ64s, right? This is RQ62s. You can't compare them that way. But in a way I can, because they're fighting within the same RQ range. I'm gonna put the Clio Cup. I feel kind of generous today. Like I said, new update. These cars are gonna be heavily used a bit more. I'm gonna put the Clio Cup in Der Kaiser for now, but I can see that dropping just one rank. I think it's a good car. I just don't think it's like, you know, Blossom choice. And then not to mention that it's direct competitor, right? It's the I don't know what the name is. I should have done my research actually. I should have remembered the name. What is it? Yeah, this is the best one for medium ground clearance, right? The Renault Sport Clio RS16. And the problem is, you know, this, as well as, you know, this, they're both from the same country, they're both from the same brand, and the only thing that will set them apart is the update that it comes from, and that's about it. Anyway, moving on, the Renault Twin Run, again, because of that new update bias, I'm going to put in Der Kaiser. This is probably one of the best ultra rares from the update that you can unpack, so that's a really good one to get. Alpine A110 requires some criteria. It is an RQ63. I don't think it deserves to be there. I think it should be a 62. It's only good on Rallycross Small and Rallycross Medium, according to the times on Top Drive's records. Loses to just about everything else within its, you know, category of like ultra rare off-road real drive cars. Moving on to the epics. I mean, dude, honestly speaking, right? These epics, how useful are they going to be? Look at the stats, right? 4386, 4287, 4287, 4287. They're all very similar. Let me put things into perspective for you, okay? The Nismo, this stock is 4287. I never needed to fully upgrade my Nismo for the entirety of APR, right? I've owned the car for about 2 months, 83 races, very low win ratio. This is not a very useful car. I'll do you one better. 4287, here's another one. Mustang Mach 1, 4287. This car I've owned for 107 days, 0 races, not used once. Again, you're gonna use these Alpines very early on in the update, right? Tri-Series, if you have that, it's probably the best you've got. But let's think, you know, realistically here, these cars, they don't have a long shelf life. They just really do not. Are there Robins, Runners World, plus or minus 3 RQ? I don't think so, but they're definitely Tri-Series cars. I genuinely think that these are all Tri-Series cars, 4287 and below. They might win you a Tri-Series right now. They might win you this prize car right now. I get it. But even with the new update bias, I cannot rank these Alpines higher than Ricard's Special Tag Challenge. The Megane Trophy R, although it's not useful, Although it's not useful in in the current Tri Series, I think it being a 97 handling medium ground clearance car might bring it used later on to the future. It does remind me a lot of the Honda. It reminds me a lot of the Honda Civic Type R. Base stats of this 5187. This is 5187. So they're essentially almost the same car, honestly. And I gotta say, it's been useful. There's been a couple of ceramic events where this has been very useful. 189 races, 83% win ratio. How about the other one? 235 races. So I would say that this falls under requires some criteria. It might be very useful in those scenarios. The Renault Sport Fluence touring car, again, I don't think it'll have a very long shelf life. After a couple of weeks, I think this is going to be a require some criteria kind of car. But because the update is new, I'm going to put it in rightly rated. A great example, actually, is this one right here, the Integra. The Integra, if you unpack this really early on in APR, it might have been a very useful car for you. I didn't unpack this car very early on in APR. I unpacked it towards the latter end. And by then, it just became a pretty useless car for me. I can see myself using this in like Honda clubs, and that's it. So yeah, honestly speaking, you know, these front-wheel drive cars, I feel like the slick tire front-wheel drive cars, I think right now they're very useful. Give them a couple of weeks, you're gonna forget about them. Because if you need to use a front-wheel drive car, if you really needed to use a front-wheel drive car, I think most people are gonna go for the Cruise, right? When I'm talking non-price, obviously there are a lot of price cars. You know, the Cielise, for example, the Citroen, right? That's been given out. I already have mine fully upgraded. Very, very useful car. So there's that as well. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna put it rightly rated. I feel like after a couple of weeks, it's gonna go down. And then we got the Alpine 8, and I know what some people might say, but you know, Blossom was with the hypocrisy. Like, if these are useful now, you're ranking them here, shouldn't these cars be ranked higher because they're useful now? No, really no. And the main reason why is because, you know, the Alpine A110S exists, and this is just a better Alpine. So that's all. I'm gonna put that in require some criteria. Alpine A110 Sport X is up next. Again, I think it's overinflated because it's medium ground clearance. I don't think it's very good. Handles pretty badly. The Alpine A220, I'm gonna put that in require some criteria. The thing about that car is that it's a pre-70s car. So I think that, you know, whether it's a brand new update or not, it's probably going to withstand the test of time just because it is from that era. It has a high top speed. MRA is decent as well. Yeah, it's not going to be beating no Ford GT40. I get that, but also it is cheaper to use in RQ than a Ford GT40. I think it requires some criteria. Think about a really old French event. I think that'll be pretty useful in. And then we talk about these two, the off-road tires and standard tire cars. I don't know much about them, honestly. AT3 handling when you fully upgrade this E-Tech. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? Right now, I'm going to put it in require some criteria, especially because it's the only standard tire epic that you can get right now from the new update. I feel like that's going to be very useful if there are any challenges or any kind of French Riviera event that has wet. Same thing with the Renault, is that Niagara? I think it is. But yeah, I'm going to put that and requires some criteria as well. AT4 handling, four-wheel drive, off-road tires. Useless with the Tri-Series, I get it, but I feel like it's going to be useful later on. The Alpine A110 Rally, some people might disagree. I'm gonna put that in Rally rated. I think that's a pretty good car. 4087. I mean, it has the same base stats of I think it's the Cayman. 3097. Okay, maybe not. That's 3688. Again, I'm completely wrong. It's 3097. You have that fully upgraded. It's 408 Same stats as maybe. Nah, I don't think so. Is it the Camaro? Is it Campaign Camaro? Yeah, same size as Campaign Camaro. So think about that. Full surface tires. Same RQ as well. I think it's rightly rated. I think it's gonna be a pretty decent car. If I unpack that, I'm maxing that. I'm actually excited for that. Legendaries, look. I mean, legendaries, no brainer, right? Durkaiser, Darkaiser. I'm gonna put those there. I'm gonna put the A110 GT4 probably in rightly rated. I'm gonna put the Zoe Esport. I don't know about that. Requires some criteria. Nah, I'm putting it rightly rated. 3189 still isn't the worst thing in the world. Makes me think of the GTR, one of the GTRs, Nissan GTRs. I did go Nissan. What am I? A track edition, right? That's 2989, and this is 3189. Relatively close. Actually, 3189. This is the rest of the Lancia. The Lancia is rear-wheel drive, if I remember correctly. That's 3289 rear-wheel drive. Yeah. Again, Bob. I'm going to put that in rally rated for now. Alpine A110 GT4, I'm going to put that in Durkaiser for now because new update hype. Whoa. But anyway, guys, that's going to be my final assessment. A very pedestrian assessment, I would say, of the brand new cars from this update. Again, take it with a big grain of salt. I can only speak from experience of how I've seen other update cars, you know, kind of live out their lifetime and their shelf time, right? Some of these cards might actually end up being very useful. Some of these cards in special tag cards might be very useful. Who knows? But again, my personal opinion, I want to share with you guys. Let's go open those titanium packs. Okay, guys, we are back. We have reviewed the pack. Look, the thing is, the price card sucks. We get it. But the packs are kind of cool, right? I think the packs are kind of cool. There are a lot of cards here that I haven't had the chance to unpack yet, and let's just open them up. Let's just open a couple of them up. I'm probably going to open maybe 10,000 worth of gold. I don't know, something along those lines. Let's see what we get. Even if we get double ultras and platinum, I wouldn't mind, honestly. Yeah, that's a wonderful pull. That is an amazing pull. I'll take that. Renault Clio V6 trophy. And a Nepta. Okay, the Nepta, I definitely do not want the Nepta. I've seen the Nepta a couple of times. I don't want the Nepta. We're gonna open another titanium, and then we're gonna open the we're gonna open the platinum. Yeah, we're gonna open another platinum, and then we're gonna open the titanium. Yeah, and that should be already be like 10,000 gold. So Renault Clio 16 Coupe and a Renault Sport Megane 275 Coupe S. That is cool. That is cool. I will take that. Should I open one more? I'm tempted. I'm tempted. Should I open one more? Let's open one more. Let's open one more, and then we open the titanium. Let's see what we get. I mean, we're getting some new ultras here. That's great. It is 35% chance of getting an epic, and I would like to get at least an epic. We pulled this card 5 times now, by the way. Let's go. Oh, nice! That is good. That is a good pull. Renault Megane RSTCR. There is actually genuinely a chance that we open the titanium, and the titanium pack might be worse. Honestly, there might be a chance. Let's go for it. Titanium pack. Let's see if there's anything worth opening here, guys. Okay, let's go, let's go, let's go. I'm excited. Silverado, Alpha Brera. Also, you guys smashed the light gold, by the way, from yesterday's video. So I'm going to be opening that 34,000 gold pack. It'll be the biggest pack I've ever opened on the channel. All right, Renault Megane 275 Coupe S. Already an epic. That's cool. At least 2 epics, I guess. Alpine A110 Legend. We don't need this. We don't. That's fused material. All right. At least 2 epics. Honestly, it could be anything. It doesn't even need to be a French Renaissance, French Riviera card at this point. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Oh! Let's go! I have not opened. Yeah, I've just not opened a titanium that got me a legendary in quite some time. That's sick! That is so good! So good. Finally, a brand new legend. Oh my goodness. APR part 1, APR part 2. I couldn't get a legend to save my life, you know, a couple of days into the update. But hey, those are some big pulls right there. Renault Sport Megane RSTCR, Alpine A110. That is also my first legendary of July. Happy 4th of July to me. Let's go. So yeah, the French always giving us Americans gifts. Oh, appreciate that. Appreciate that. Yeah, let's go add you. That's fused materials. Sure. A lot of new ultras in there, which I'm very excited in getting as well. Let's have a look at my final hand. What am I looking at? You know, these are cards I just want to build for fun, for funsies. Maybe 1, 2, 3, and then in terms of the ultra rares, I don't know, definitely the twin run, right? Probably the twin run, and then the new ultra that we just got, which is gonna be this one. Yeah, the Clio V6. That looks pretty good. So yeah, Nepta, that's fused. We're definitely keeping the Sport. That is fused. This is a keep. That's a fused. I might keep 2 of those, maybe. So yeah, this is what we're looking at right now for my finals hand. Something along this line. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world, but we got a good epic in there. We got a good legend in there. I mean, not a good legend, but like, it's the weakest legend, but it is a legend, right? And it's a cool car. Cool photo, honestly. Very, very nice. I'm happy with that, actually. Very happy with that. Okay, guys. Well, that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys have a great day. I'm going to stay safe. Wash your hands. Plus them out. Peace.
Bro, this song just makes me so happy.
Me too.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
Imagine being Asian in the 50s, looking nifty, leather jacket, looking sleek, look like Presley, look so deadly. Got a jukebox back at home, feeling jazzy, turn it on and play it slow, like the movies with the ladies.
They so fine.
sit back, relax in my Bonneville Pontiac. Hold tight.